everything going? All right, guys, can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? I hope everybody can. All right, guys, I'm so happy I have so many weather watchers actually watching right now. So let me know, guys, can you hear me as far as what I have set up right now? Looks like we should be good. All right, guys, talk to me. Are we hearing me? I'm getting some people. Yes, you guys are. Thank you so much, Kurt. Thank you so much for getting back to me. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, Dave. Still no audio. I have mixed messages here. Somebody's saying that they don't hear me and YouTube is, so I don't have audio, or do I have audio? Let's talk to me, guys. Where are you? Okay, audio is on. All right. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Dave Velez. You guys had me holding me down. California Man 197120030. Whoa. David George 8276. Heart Medicine Angie. Thank you for always joining. And Kurt Wyndham. All right, Kurt Wyndham and Dave Velez. You guys have me locked down and loaded. So here it is. We're going to start off with the tropical frequency map. So again, let me explain to you. I have the first graphic is tropical frequency map. I've shown this to you a few times. We're going to go over it again. It's really important, especially because of what's going to happen with the next named storm. I think you guys might know what it's already named or going to be named, but we'll go through that. I'll have it as a little surprise. I'm in the middle. Hello, certified broadcast meteorologist Erica Martin, and the founder of Weather Co-op. And then the bottom is the Waffle House Hurricane Index. I kid you not. I was actually going to wait to tell you about it, but very quickly, it was let me read a little bit to you. When a hurricane makes landfall, the FEMA relies on a couple of metrics to assess destructive power. Of course, we refer to it as the Saffir-Simpson scale, but then there's what we call the Waffle House Index. Green means the restaurant is serving a full menu. A signal that damages an area is limited and the lights are on. Yellow means a limited menu indicating power from a generator at best. And red means that the restaurant is closed. Now, this happened because I want to say during Hurricane Irene, that's what it was, Hurricane Irene. Waffle House lost power to 22 restaurants in North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. I'll tell you the story once again. You know me, I love telling stories. But this is where this whole index came up, and I think this is just fascinating to see it. So that's at the bottom. I'm going to kind of let this play a little bit, and then we'll talk about, of course, what we can expect. But guys, if you have any questions, please be sure you drop them in the chat. I'm going to get to you. Yeah, do you love the Waffle House graph? Yep, there you go. I knew you would. I knew you guys would. Oh, man, I love that. Dave Velez is one of our verified weather watchers. Kurt, you can actually become one too, so please let me know. All right, so let's go through this. I'm not going to use the clicker because I'm going to want to toggle a little bit, okay? So now we're going from August to September. Remember, we talked about September, October being the more intriguing months in tropical season, at least for the Atlantic. Generally speaking, October to me has always been the month that I'm always tracking. So that's been really my time of interest. September, of course, as we near the end of September, no surprise here that now we're seeing the impact or potential impact of what is a potential situation here. We'll talk about what it's called in just one moment, and of course, how it could play out. And then as we continue, you'll see here as October into November, and then hurricane season ends in November, right? We then start to see the frequency diminish because now we're starting to see cooler sea surface temperatures, and conditions are not as conducive to hurricanes. Okay, so that's the top graphic. I might close that one out as well, but we'll see. Definitely, I want you to see that Waffle House graphic for just a little bit. Okay, so let's go over our top weather stories. I think it's really important to see what we have going on. And notice at the top right-hand corner, guys, I have all of our social media icons, not all of them. We're missing a few, but I mean, I can only fit a few on here. You guys will be like, what's going on? Be sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So happy so many of you have. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for following us on Instagram, here on my page, and on Weather Co-op page, more importantly, Facebook Weather Co-op page, and TikTok. I don't use it. It's here. I got to be honest. I got to get better. Okay, I'm going to get better. That is my end of year promise to you guys. Okay, So our top weather stories include tracking the tropics, potential tropical cyclone 9. That is what we're referring to as. It's not tropical cyclone 9. It's potential tropical cyclone 9 until the NHC says otherwise, okay? We observe what the NHC says and we respect it wholeheartedly. All right. So the immediate concerns would be the Bahamas, Cuba, Hispaniola, and Jamaica. Those are the top concerns right now. Okay, so I want you guys to be very much aware of that. We're going to be tracking that for you immediately. I have a few graphics. We're also monitoring the potential for flash flooding. The weekend does bring the threat of flash flooding, and I'm very concerned about that. We'll talk about who, where, what, when, why, routes of heavy rain, and slow moving storms. I do not like that at all. Whenever we're talking about the potential for slow moving storms, we certainly do have that potential for what? Flash flooding, for flooding in particular, just flooding all around. So please, please be mindful that we do have a potential stationary boundary that's going to, a frontal boundary that's really just going to take its sweet time moving across the mid-Atlantic and the southeast over the weekend. And this really could be a big problem, okay? So this will be for the mid-Atlantic, for the southeast, and I'll show you excessive rainfall maps in just one moment. But the concern here is that if this is a slow-moving frontal boundary, everything that comes along with it, which would be those thunderstorms that produce the rain, even if it's not a copious, thunderstorm, let's just say it's a weaker storm, even if it's a slow one, a weak one, it's moving very slowly, okay? And we don't like snow. We don't, and in meteorology, I'm not a fan of anything slow moving. Nor'easter, slow movers, wait for the snow. Hurricanes, tropical storms, anything, any feature, frontal boundaries. So this is going to slow everything down. So even if you're like, oh, that storm doesn't look like it's a big storm, it doesn't matter. We're talking about a frontal boundary that's going to impact the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, and it's going to be a slow mover. It's going to stall out, and then it'll be moving slowly, and everything along with it will be a problem. It's going to dump a lot of water, okay? So that's what we're concerned about there. We're going to get a lot of dumped rain all over us because of this stalled front across the mid-Atlantic, and I'll show you. But there's a lot to go over. I mean, I put the show together last night, and then I was like, you know what? I'll just let it run. And then I just continued to build. And I was like, I mean, I could build weather graphics forever and not be done. Okay. Quiet conditions for some. So if you're in the Midwest, you're going to have to contend with a cold front. But here's the deal. It's not a bad cold front, okay? We're going to see a ridge develop right behind it. And with that, slightly warmer temperatures. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, the Midwest, you guys have been in the crosshairs for quite some time, so I think you have earned this one, and I'm happy for you. We'll go through those details shortly. Charles Collins, thank you so much for joining us here at Weather Co-op, family and PR. That's right, daughters both in Florida and Texas. Florida, as I mentioned to you right now, Dave Velez, it is definitely one of we actually are good friends with a hurricane hunter. Yeah, and he has a hurricane party every year, to kick off hurricane season. Wasn't able to make it this year, but to be advised for those who are in the Caribbean. Okay, so for one moment, I think what I will do is, I don't know if this bottom graphic could be a little confusing or a little too much. You know what I'll do is, I'll remove it. There you go. I'll remove it. It's just as simple as that. Okay, let's just see. There we go. Her standing up there. You can see it in the light of the Weather Co-op logo. It's like, bing. Okay. All right, guys. So let's continue here. So we have tracking the tropics, potential tropical cyclone 9. Remember, that's still what it's named. And then I'll show you what the name is going to be in just one moment. Monitoring flash flooding for the southeast, really for the southeast and the mid-Atlantic region. And then quiet conditions for those of you who are lucky enough to live in the Midwest, but you've earned it because you've had some really wild weather. So enjoy the building ridge and then enjoy those slightly warmer conditions. It's not going to be summer heat, but it'll be like, 8 to 12 degrees warmer than normal. We'll take it. We like that. Okay. So those weather stories are intriguing, right? And there were, I mean, I could have gone on with more weather stories, and I was like, at what point did you just stop? Okay, so now we're going to talk about hurricanes, tropical systems, tropical cyclones, and then I'm going to quickly show you this graphic, and then we'll move on. I think I actually have this layered a little too soon in the show, but that's okay. We'll just go over it very quickly, because remember, when we're tracking something like this potential tropical cyclone 9, we are concerned about who's going to get impacted the worst and how and why. And remember, I've always told you this. If you don't take anything else out of this, whenever we're talking about these tropical cyclones, the right front quadrant is the most dangerous quadrant, okay? There's the most friction there. That is where you're getting most of the wind damage, the tornadoes as well. So just be mindful of that. If you have friends, family, I'll show you where we're seeing the potential for a landfall. Talk to them, okay? Give them a heads up. All right, so I thought this was a little bit early in the show, but no worries. We're going to get to it. And now, guys, drum roll, Imelda. That will be the next name. Let's stop this right here. So we have Umberto. He's OTS. Although we still have to be mindful of the Azores, right? He's out. He's making like a northeast. He's moving on out. Frontal boundaries, some dynamics, some systems, he's out. But potential tropical cyclone 9, as it evolves and enhances and does become stronger, because it will be then named Imelda. Remember Imelda Marcos, everybody? Would she have like over 1,000 pairs of shoes? I actually saw a documentary on her over the summer. Wow. What a story. Okay, so yes, so Imelda is going to be the next name that we will be referencing. Umberto's gone, and after that we have Jerry, we have Lorenzo, we have Melissa, we have Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca. I like the way they spelled Rebecca with an H. Sebastian, Tanya, Van, and Wendy. So this is where, I mean, I really hope we don't get to Wendy. I don't want to get to Wendy. Nobody wants to get to Tanya, Van, and Wendy. Nobody at all. Okay, it gets too dangerous. But we have Imelda developing as potential tropical cyclone 9 right now. There's another little piece of hair that has to be contained. No worries. Did I tell you I'm also hair and makeup, the head of branding, head of marketing, head of operations, CEO, founder, chief meteorologist. Just like, hey. Okay, so we are going to do. Imelda is going to be the next name, and then we're going to get right to our future cast. Right, really important. Okay, so this starts automatically because I just like to have. I don't like them to pause in the beginning, but we're going to just take a quick look here. Okay, so if you notice, I have again, we're going with potential tropical cyclone 9. That's the name. Even though here it's listed as 9. Potential tropical cyclone. Do you see that right here? There's my little handy dandy blue hand. Okay. Okay. There you go. So that's what this is. This is what this is tracking. Okay. So if you look at what's happening, and you'll be able to see this in the real-time map that I always give you guys, the actual data map. This is going to show you here's the system right now, okay? Hovering right around Cuba. Continuing to move. Okay. Can you see how it increases? I really should have taken off that one graphic, but that's fine. You'll see how it continues to move towards what looks like Charleston. And I'll show you just a little bit on another graphic, okay? All right. So this one's really important because, you know, again, let me see if I can actually take that off right now. I'm just going to take off the observation. I'm not going to take off the forecast track. I'm just going to take off the observation track quickly, okay? It'll just, you're seeing blank on your side. No worries. We can just talk about other things in the meantime. Take me 2 seconds. So our observation setting. Okay. And yeah, we'll just do this for 1 second. It's fine because I have another one that I've actually created for you guys as well too. So I want to go hour by hour. Remember, we have this as CDT. We don't fall back until November, so keep that in mind. So we're still in daylight savings time. So that's one of the things you have to be mindful of. But yeah, we're tracking what's happening with potential tropical cyclone 9. Looks like it will be named Imelda. Okay. So let's go ahead and toggle this. We're not gonna move too fast on this. So out here, you're seeing here the blue hand. There's Humberto. He's out. Okay, and as we continue to track, look what happens to this tropical wave. Okay, look what happens to the tropical. It's a tropical depression, and then by Sunday, 8 a.m., I have this. What I actually have this loaded as in the actual forecast. If you look right here, it's at EDT. Okay, so the time zone is EDT. It's then a tropical cyclone. Okay. So I want you to be really aware of what we're seeing. We're seeing the evolution of what is going to become Imelda. Once we get Imelda, then we'll have to track other items. Okay, so that's what we're gonna really just keep an eye on right now. Okay, so we have tropical storm. At that point, it will be Imelda Sunday through Monday, impacting the Caribbean, impacting, it looks like, the Bahamas. It looks like, and then here we go. By Monday, it's really by, let's see here. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, by Monday. And maybe sooner, but by Monday is when Imelda then becomes a hurricane, okay? A Category 1 hurricane. And so I want you to be really aware that that's what's going to happen with Imelda. Yeah, a little hair. Imelda is going to be become at some point a hurricane. Hi! Thank you so much for joining, Rudy. Rudy, hello. Christina, Maskaya, thank you so much for joining. Rainbow Man, yay! Thank you for joining. Oh, Charles Collins, of course you're acknowledged, man. You're always acknowledged around here. If it weren't for you guys wouldn't have heard me. You guys keep me going. I do this for you guys. Okay, so what we're gonna do, guys, is besides trying to maintain this this whole situation here, because remember, I'm alone in the studio right now and I'm handling everything. Monday is when, well, remember, tropical storm will get that name by Sunday. So that's Imelda Marcos. Anybody remember the shoe lady? Well, she was like a dictator. Honestly, again, watch the documentary. It was very, very good. I was quite surprised. I think there was, hold on, I've got to see this. So I'm pretty sure I think I looked this up for you guys beforehand. Yes. Okay. So after fleeing the Philippines in 1986, she left behind a vast wardrobe, and reports claim she owned 3,000 pairs of shoes. But an inventory in 1987 has a final count of 1,060 pairs. So, although the initial figure was 3,000, reported by the Presidential Commission on Good Government. Where were they during the entire regime? Anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting that I'm like, oh, it's got a good name. It's Imelda. So why not? Everybody's going to remember this particular storm, right? Okay. All right. So tropical cyclone. Let's see. IU1 Adlib. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. We're talking about the potential. Again, you guys have to remember that right now, we're not going to call it anything other than potential tropical cyclone 9. We cannot give it another name. It's just not possible. Okay. The National Hurricane Center has standards. Okay. I'm sure once they do one more run, and I can probably actually add one of the hurricane hunters on one of my maps. But right now, it is potential tropical cyclone 9. Okay. And that's what you have to remember. That's what we have it named as of right now. But as we move through into Sunday, was it Sunday? Oh, yeah. Sunday morning. And so it might be overnight Saturday. It's a Sunday morning. It's a tropical storm, at which point it'll be Imelda. Okay. Then, and if you guys missed the names, the next name, I think the next name is Jerry, but we'll go through it. We'll go through it again. Okay. We'll share all that. Notice the spaghetti plots, okay? So remember, I always show you the spaghetti plots. Why? Because what we're trying to see here is we need a lot of data. I can't just sit here and say, oh, I'm going to look at the ECMWF. I'm only going to look at the name. I'm only going to look at, no, I need to actually look at buoy data as well. So there's so much information coming in. I have to be able to say, where is this likely going to make landfall if I'm looking at things like analog data, right? Analog is very important, especially in tropical. That's one of the most important things. You know that Jay's a Skywarn Storm Spotter certified, so he'll cover weather sometimes as well. Jerry, in fact, he's one of our editors. He's a Skywarn Storm Spotter, which is great because he also does weather in Spanish as a forecaster, not as a meteorologist. And then we have Anna, who's also a Skywarn Storm Spotter. And Anna, right now, congratulate her. She just finished completing running the entire Burbank Film Festival. So she's done such a fantastic job. We're so proud of her here. She does weather. She created our show, our program, the Weather Co-op show, and so many other things. But we have Skywarn Storm Spotters, and they're all certified, okay? There is a system I've told you guys. I think a lot of you can do it, and it's free. I always recommend it. Hey, if it's free and you can learn something, do it. I'm all about if it's free and it's easy peasy. I mean, it's not easy, but if it's free, you can do it online. Because back in the day, you have to do it in person, right? But thanks to COVID, now you can just do it online. COVID, I suppose, was good in that sense. So Henry McGriff is back. Woo! Henry is back. He is ready. He needs details on what's happening with the potential tropical cyclone 9 that will soon be named Imelda. Okay, so if you look at this here, I'm at September 29th, okay? And now we go September 30th. Now we're at a Category 1 hurricane. And I'm going to show you, we're going to go into another graphic that has more details, okay? It's going to get a little bit more kind of closer in scope. Because I just can't leave everybody else. Okay, so let's just finish this, okay? Go. Okay, now let's go back. The reason I can't forget this, and I can't just say, oh, I'm going to show you only the area we're going to see potential landfall, and that's coming up soon, is because, as I told you, we have a stalled frontal boundary. Look what's happening across the mid-Atlantic and the southeast. Are you seeing that hodgepodge of rain? Okay, that's dangerous, okay? Tell your friends, tell your family. Oh, thank you so much. I actually miss it there. It was just so fun. But I'm here, so you can always ask me any questions. So you guys, look what's happening. There's a frontal boundary that's going to slow down, okay? It stalls out, slows down. Whatever happens, what we don't like is it slowing down as a feature, okay? Because then all the storms associated with them that are dumping rain, they just sit there and they keep dumping rain. So even if you don't have the strongest storm and maybe the rain impact is like at a 2, and you're like, oh, it's just a 2. But if this thing is going slow, I mean, he's dumping a lot of water. This is why we're not liking this, okay? So just ignore for right now, guys. Do not look at this. I don't need you to look at this right now, okay? Well, I'm going to cover this in another graphic. Look at what's happening across the mid-Atlantic and the southeast. We are going to see flooding. You tell everybody right now. You know, when I was covering that day, July 3rd, when I was working, and I was working late that night, and I was doing like the cookout forecast and all that stuff. And I was like, hey, I think they should be covered there because local stations should be on right now with all the rain they're getting. But they weren't. So here's the deal. I'm telling you now, this area is of interest right now. Okay, the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, going to be very, very, very interesting. Please be aware. If you have family and friends in the region, they've got to be aware. Turn around. Don't drown. We're not kidding. I am not kidding at all. All right. That's a big thing there. So let's continue. Saturday, 11 a.m. And then we're going through Saturday. Okay, we'll continue through Saturday. Look what happens. See, didn't I tell you in the middle of the nation, the Midwest, the middle of the nation, the heartland, everybody, the middle of the nation. They're getting a break. Finally, my God, they've just been getting storms and storms and storms for the past several days. They got a little bit of a break because there is a ridge developing, and that will hold at least through the weekend, right? And then now you start to see everything filling in. as we track what's happening with another frontal boundary, and we'll go through those details quickly. We'll talk a little bit about that and then just get moving. Okay, so waves of low pressure moving along in nearly stationary frontal boundary will bring numerous showers and thunderstorms to much of the southeast for this weekend. Okay, so do you want to know what that means? Okay. Waves of low pressure moving along. So there's your stationary boundary, right? I've already said I don't like that it's stationary. Now you have these impulses, these waves, these smaller features, these so you've got these low waves of low pressure that are actually increasing the dynamic activity, which is why then you're going to get more storms, right? But if this thing is crawling, if it's like crawling across, the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, then you're dealing with a lot of rain, okay? And those thunderstorms. So also be mindful of lightning. Southerly fetch of moisture around that slow-moving upper-level low to bring rounds of showers and thunderstorms. We talked about that. Flash flooding and flooding in general is a problem. So please be aware. Potential tropical cyclone 9 as it approaches the southeast coastline, looking like the Carolinas, which when that happens, it's always kind of it's so, tropical cyclones, Mother Nature is so smart. Like that is an area, Cape Hatteras, that area there, that when we start looking at the Gulf Stream, that's a very intriguing area for something like this. So I just find it to be, I was at Charlotte that we looked at earlier this summer. Fascinating that this engine knows where to go. Okay. Just fascinating. All eyes will be on potential tropical cyclone 9. Remember, that's what it's called right now. If somebody says tropical cyclone 9, correct them. Say weather co-op said it's potential tropical cyclone 9 until NHC says otherwise. They have the last say. Gulf moisture will pull along a frontal boundary that's forecast to slow down and become nearly stationary. We talked about that. I'm not doing that again. Okay, we already know that. We'll go over the excessive rainfall map in one moment. We're going to the west. Upper level low will cut off and spin away over Southern California, Southwest Arizona over the next few days. Actually have some rain that's popping up here. Do you see that? It's popping up. Okay, right. There's your cutoff low. Whee! It means like in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Remember our steering mechanism at 250 millibars or 300 millibars. It's just like spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. Okay. So it's just like nothing's moving me. So I got to wait till something moves me along. So it's spinning. So it will, of course, be a problem. So as the cutoff low sits and spins, it will continuously draw a fetch of enhanced moisture northward into the southwest U.S., setting the stage for daily chances for widespread showers and thunderstorms. Heavy rainfall rates are likely to occur with this activity, increasing the risk for excessive rainfall and flash flooding over sensitive terrain like burn scars. Ooh, slot canyons. Who's on here? A lot of you. Okay, guys. News girl, my girl, Noelle, Emmy award-winning reporter Noelle Gardner is on. I wish you could hop on with me right now because you know what I'm talking about. DSW Wukasar. Woohoo! Thank you for joining. I've never seen you before, so thank you for joining. All right, guys. Let's get back to this piece. Okay. Thunderstorm, heavy rainfall, excessive rain. Okay, slot canyons. Okay. Please be aware. Let me look to see what's happening here. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Okay. Are you guys looking right here? Look at my little blue hand. Blue hand. Where's the blue hand? Why don't I see the blue hand? Seriously, where's the blue hand? Blue hand. Okay. Look over the Intermountain West. Look over the Intermountain West, guys, okay? Look at Utah. You see the bottom half of Utah right now? See that? National parks. Okay? Slot canyons. Listen to me and listen to me well. Don't go there right now. Okay, let's roll back. Okay, I have a friend who actually has, she's in Hurricane. and she was doing some kind of an event tonight. Not sure why she didn't call me. I think she just didn't want to bug me, but you know what? She should always bug me. Well, because it's not bugging me. She's my friend. And she was having a big event and she had to postpone it. I don't know if it happened. Look what happens here, okay? Because we talked about that fetch, that southerly, that fetch and that enhanced fetch and all that rain. Look what happens through what, Saturday? Look what is everybody doing on Saturday? Oh, let's go to the national parks. And on Sunday, let's go to the national parks. No, don't do it. And if you do, you are on your own and you'd better be really, really aware and cautious. You were always teaching. Henry McGriff, thank you so much. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. You're like calling me out right here. How's Henry McGriff was calling me out? Dave Velez, you've been watching me since like 2010. Okay, they hit 81 degrees today up here. He's like, you were, yeah, I got to teach people. You know, Henry McGriff, I don't want to see people get hurt. I want to see people enjoy the weather. But I am laughing right now. I am laughing. Okay, I'll give you an update for Ella's birthday. But yeah, we're talking about the slot canyons right now. And I'm telling you guys, go back to this. Do you see this? Please look at the Intermountain West. Please look at the Four Corners. Look at what's happening in the Southern Great Basin. And then we move forward. You guys, if you have friends, family, if you know anybody, if you see somebody like saying, hey, if you see an Instagram like influencer or somebody just like, hey, I'm at Zion National Park. I'm headed to the national parks in southern Utah. Give them a heads up. My very first month, I would say my very first month when I was at KTVX, I think those were the call letters, right? Yeah, in Utah, ABC. Hey, shout out to everybody there. Mike, what's up? Mike Stringfellow. Okay, when I was there was a flash flood. And I think I've said this to you guys before. I don't know why. You know, people are just like hiking. Maybe they're not looking at their stuff. Remember, on the app, that's all the stuff we're working on. But what happened was it was a really, really bad situation. So in a slot canyon, if you're in a slot canyon, which is gorgeous when you're in it, when you're there, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is stunning. Because Utah is a beautiful, beautiful state. When you're there and you've got those flash floods, you can't get out. There's nowhere to go. Okay. I am telling you now, if you see somebody trying to flex on Instagram, talking about I'm at Zion National Park, be like, get out of there. Or make sure you're somewhere where you can get out quickly if you're in the slot canyons. Okay. Heads up on that. All right. Be a good netizen. All right. So now we're going. Henry McGriff is like, you're always teaching somebody. I know. Because I don't, because I don't like to see people get hurt when they're just trying to have fun, but they don't listen. You got to listen. Okay. All right. So keep going. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get to the next graphic. All right. We're going to get to the next graphic. We got to go. We're also going to go to the Pacific in a minute. Okay. There you go. NARDA. Remember NARDA? Okay. So this is what I was talking about. I needed to get this in real time for you. This is looping. Are we looping? Are we looping? We're looping. Okay. And the reason I stopped looping was because these things are blinking like crazy. Okay. So here we have Humberto. Bye. Category 4. All right. But doesn't mean that we don't have the potential to be impacted, right? We certainly do have that potential. We also have potential tropical cyclone 9. Here it is right here. Potential tropical cyclone 9. Central pressure 1,007 millibars, moving northwest at 9 miles per hour, and sustained wind speed 35 miles per hour. And again, once this becomes a tropical storm, it will be named Imelda. We're already seeing all of the alerts that have been issued by the National Hurricane Center. Okay, guys, please be aware. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to grab something quickly, okay? I'm kind of thirsty. And we're back. Hi. Thank you for waiting, guys. I was so thirsty. This is my new go-to. Oh, thanks, Henry. I thank you so much. I'm like, you better listen to me if you're in a Sauk Canyon. Hang on one second. Let's see if I can get myself back up there. I'm up. Okay, yeah, I'm up. So, yeah. And then Recruiter 46, thank you so much for joining us. We're so grateful. We love it. Turn around, don't drown. That's right. We always say that around here. Had to get my drink. I'm not sponsored by Saratoga Springs, but they should sponsor me. It's not classy. I know I shouldn't just be drinking out of the bottle, but you know what? I'm super, super parched. Okay. Like there's so much technology around here. It's like, okay. So remember, we have Umberto. We have to be aware. I mean, we can't just say, "Oh, forget about Umberto." We don't. No. We have people we have to care about. Okay, we do have people we have to care about. So we have to really track what's happening with Umberto. But here we have a potential tropical cyclone 9. Here it is, and we're gonna keep on keeping on. Now we've got to quickly look at what did we say? Our warnings were around here. Okay, so we have a tropical storm warning as we expected, so no surprise there. We'll of course have more information on that shortly. Then I do want to quickly look at something over here. Okay, yeah, tropical storm warning is the only one that's being it's being a little temperamental. That's fine. Okay, so now we're like this thing has to get across Cuba, the mountain chains of Cuba. Cuba can oftentimes shear a tropical cyclone, so potential tropical cyclone. So we got to watch that, okay? Now, I do also want to quickly get to, I'm going to just look at all the tropical stuff, and then we got to get to other stuff, okay? We have Narda. Remember Narda? Good old Narda. Narda's still here. I will survive. I will survive. I will survive. I mean, this is like Narda. Narda's like, I will survive. And Narda keeps going. Eric Schrader, 68. Is this the Eric Schrader? Is this the Eric Schrader? Oh my gosh. My favorite, best news director in the world. Oh my God. Who has like the best taste in music. Okay. So Narda is like, okay, I will survive. We're doing what she does. I mean, honestly, seriously, it's amazing. But right now we have to focus on a few things. Remember, we have the stalled frontal boundary that's causing issues for the southeast into the mid-Atlantic. The problem there, of course, as we loop this, and let's remove our spaghetti plots and our tropical system so we don't all get dizzy around here. There we go. Let's get rid of that. We've got to loop this, okay? So remember what's happening here is that we have this stalled frontal boundary. We have those thunderstorms associated with that as well. And then we have those lows, those impulses that are just tracking right along the stalled front. So essentially it's more dynamic activity, and it punches up the system. And what it does is it allows these storms to form, right? A lot stronger, but because it's slow moving, this is where they're dumping a lot of water. Now, between you and I would have expected a flood watch to be issued. But you know what? They're likely going to start issuing it because I'm already seeing some special statements here in Hotlanta. Okay, let's go to Hotlanta quickly. Very quickly. We're already seeing this is going to probably be radar indicated storm cell that's got something on it. Let's take a quick look. We've got to always track these. I'm going to pause this very quickly, and then we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at this storm cell here. Okay, that's a special weather statement. Strong thunderstorm will impact portion of South Central, Heard, and Central Troop counties through 11:30 p.m. Hazard up to 40-mile-per-hour winds, frequent cloud to ground lightning, and heavy rain. Radar indicated. We talked about that. And so now we're starting to see that. But as this continues to move northeastward, I am expecting to see flood watches issued simply because and this actually might be it, Han. Let me remove the radar. And as my joke, you guys know my weather joke, right? If there's rain, there are definitely clouds. Like, ba-dum-bum. Do you guys like my weather jokes? I had a good one the other day. Hi, Newat. I miss you. I was wondering where you were. I was like, what? It's Friday night and he's not on Weather Co-op? I don't think so. By the way, I'm going to air the show. You guys, we produced a show a while back. Anna and I created it. Anna produced it. She did such an amazing job. Make sure you guys congratulate Anna. on everything she's doing with the Burbank Film Festival. It's an amazing show. The segments are phenomenal, and I'm going to air it. And I was waiting. We've been pitching it. It's been so good. It's so fun. I think you guys are going to love it. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do it like a subscription. It's going to be free. I just want to make sure that I get everybody's emails, whoever does download it, but it's going to be free. Okay. I just want you guys to enjoy it. There it is. We found our watch in our warning. We were looking for it. I was like, where is this watch and warning? It was covered by the clouds. Blinded by the clouds. Okay. Flood advisory issued in effect until 2:15 a.m. local time. Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. Portion of central North Carolina, including Chatham and Lee counties. Minor flooding in low-lying poor drainage areas. I'm going to say this to you guys. Let's go ahead and just ignore the fact that it's just low-lying area, poor drainage areas. A lot of rain is coming. These storms are slow movers. They're going to dump a lot of rain, okay? So even if you're like, oh, I'm not in a low-lying area, I highly recommend that you pay attention and do what? Dave Velez, turn around, don't drown, right? We like that. Precip rate right now, you can see increasing. It's quite hardy, but I want to get to a couple of other things. Remember, we said to you guys, oh, you're so lucky if you live in the Midwest this weekend because you got this ridge of high pressure that's developing. Look, they had their fair share of bad weather, so let them enjoy it. Let them enjoy their weekend with that ridge developing and temperatures 8 to 12 to 15 degrees above normal. I mean, let it be their last hurrah before things really start to pump up. Okay, and then as we head towards the west, we talked about the cutoff low, and we talked about how we were concerned about what was going to happen with the fetch and the direction of all of that rain, right? So the rain's coming from the south. We know that. Southwest, southwest, south. It's coming from a southerly direction. It's moving northward. And as it does, the concern we have, of course, would be the Intermountain West, the southern Great Basin, but it's going to really be this area here because right now people are still visiting the national parks. I mean, they're gorgeous. They are gorgeous. If you haven't been, you got to go. But the problem is the rain will lead to the threat of these slot canyons getting flooded, okay? And as I told you guys, there was a bad story my first month when I was in ABC in Utah. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. They didn't listen. They just didn't listen. Okay, let's talk about all of the alerts we have going on. Flood alerts are serious. As you guys know, I chase tornadoes with my husband. You guys know we have a storm team. We have Skyward storm spotters, including Jerry, Anna, and of course, Jay. But I take flooding super seriously. I don't play around with floods. So let's go over all of these here, okay? We are seeing something across Southern California here. Let's go with that first, right? That has to do with that cutoff low we're talking about. Excessive rainfall continues possible. Watch remains in effect from Saturday morning through Saturday evening. We have Riverside County, San Bernardino County Mountains, San Bernardino Mountains, the San Diego Mountains as well, San Diego County. And let's see. We have excessive runoff resulting in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams. But remember, now we could also have debris flow because of burn scars. All right. So now this is getting very, very, very dangerous. And look at what's happening here because of this cutoff low, because this thing is just like, he's just hovering. He's like, nothing's moving. He's like, nothing's moving me. I'm here. I'm here to stay until something moves me. It's just, look what's happening. It's just continuing to, you see the return. You see how just getting more rain dumped on there. That's going to be a problem for burn scars, guys. Okay, and then of course here we have a couple of different types of flood alerts. Okay, let me zoom in just a little bit. We'll get to New Mexico in a second. Let's focus on Arizona. Okay, so in Arizona, we know that we have a few flood alerts issued. One includes a flood watch in effect through Saturday evening. Flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues. We understand that. Okay. But then now we've got this one here. Okay. This is a different flood alert that has been issued. This is a flood warning in effect until 9:45 p.m. Flooding caused by excessive rainfall, a portion of South Central Arizona, including the following county, Maricopa, until 9:45 p.m. So if you or your family, friends, if you know anybody from this area, please let them know. At 7:33 p.m. Local time, we had automated rain gauges, heavy rain due to thunderstorm. Flooding is ongoing. And let's see. Flooding impacts will continue, but no additional rainfall is expected. Some locations will experience flooding, including Scottsdale, Fountain Hill, Rio Verde, Goldfield Ranch, McDowell Mountain Park, Salt River, Tubing Recreation Area, and Fort McDowell. So already we're talking about, this is not what you want to do. This is the time to start, enjoying tubing. Okay. Let's head on over to New Mexico quickly. Let's get a quick update on that as well. We'll just click on that, just get you some quick information. It's a flood watch as well. So caused by excessive rain, another central portion of central New Mexico, including south central mountains, focused on the Ruidoso area, burn scars. Do you guys remember after what happened in Texas on July 3rd, a couple days later, we had an issue in Ruidoso. There was also a flood issue there. Now you're seeing another flood watch. Take it seriously. They're also referencing burn scars, okay? Let's go back out. All right. We're going to get to our current temperatures in a minute. Hang tight. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok. I'm really not on TikTok, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. That's my thing. Facebook. We're just growing our Facebook. I mainly stick to YouTube and Instagram. Thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channels. We're so excited. Thank you. Okay. We've got fire concerns as well. Who else joined? Avangion, thank you so much. Gatehouse number 1. Woohoo. We love to see you on here. Yeah, that's right. Turn around. Don't drown. That's what we're getting. All right. So we also have another product that we have to look up here. This is going to be a fire concern. And we really do have to look at this. Really important. Red flag warning in effect from 5 a.m. this morning until 5 a.m. Saturday. Fire zone 215, winds, north winds rather, 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting up to 30 at times. Strongest winds expected over the northern Sacramento Valley of Interstate 5. Low relative humidity. We have the concern here for gusty winds, and we can see the size of these fires grow quite quickly and largely. Okay, so just be aware. Anything at all, you have to call the authorities. Okay, northern Sacramento Valley to southern Tehama County lines, and this is fire zone 215. No joke, guys. This is a type of situation where it doesn't look like it's a large area, and you guys are like, oh, it's a small area. Doesn't matter. I don't care, because this could happen very quickly and things can really get bad fast. All right. We are headed to the Pac Northwest. You guys are a little quiet right now, but don't worry, not for long. So you have an air quality issue issued by the Washington Department of Ecology. An air quality order has been issued for Douglas County. Let's see what else. Further notice. Okay, so particulate matter, we understand that. Due to regional fires, unhealthy, air quality is unhealthy. Everybody should really be taking heed, okay? Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to add a product sheet for you guys, okay? This is, when I say it's unhealthy for some, it's unhealthy for everybody. All right, it's unhealthy for everybody. I'm going to change that sea surface temperature to, hold on, I'm doing this for you guys in real time. And boy, am I thirsty. Hang tight. Okay. Give me a second. I know I'm so quiet, right? You're like, what is going on? Why is Erica quiet? Okay. Can you see the green? All right, let me remove that quickly. Okay, do you see this green area here? So this is your black carbon extinction map, okay? This is a very, so I overlaid it. So, okay, here I'm going to take it off really quickly. Take it off. Now you don't see it. Now you see it. And you can actually see the darker green right over that area that we have highlighted in the Pacific Northwest, okay? So Washington State, I mean, you've got this bright green over you, right? But just be aware that other places are seeing it as well. So let's go over this very quickly. So, okay. I think a lot of you like to hear about this stuff. So I'm gonna just quickly just explain why It's a problem. So during the last decades, carbonaceous aerosol extinctions, such as black carbon and organic carbon extinctions, exhibit an increasing trend across the globe. Okay. And these are significant, especially when it comes to your health, even if you are the healthiest person. It's also been linked to very serious illnesses. I won't get into it right now because I'm not a doctor, nor do I pretend to be one. So if you look it up yourself and you get a little bit more information, you're going to see that black carbon and this increasing trend of black carbon and organic carbon in general is a big problem. And this is, I think, a big problem for people apart from those of you who have asthma, okay, and maybe the elderly and children. So just be mindful of what you're doing, okay? So we are measuring the absorption of aerosols and the absorption of an extinguished solar radiation. So it alters the climate. I'm not going to get into climate change right now. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And it does impact the overall wellness of the area. Okay. So that's what I'm going to tell you. You Google it yourself, black carbon extinction, AOT. There you go. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm looking around. I do not see Greta Thunberg. So no, I'm not getting into this with you guys. I don't want to do it. So I have my own thoughts. You guys know that. So let's continue. How long? We've been going for 52 minutes. I was like, we've been going for like 10 minutes, right? No, we haven't. We've been going for 52 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, so let's remove our contour once again. Okay. We've got to head back down to, okay, we're going to the center of the nation. Not much happening here. Again, there's your ridge of high pressure that's developing. The bigger concerns would be Southern California. We have the Four Corners. We have the really even the northern Intermountain West. The Uinta Basin is a problem. Southern Great Basin. And for right now, that's going to be the bigger problem that's happening across the West. And you can see how some rain is starting to really take hold of El Paso's in the line of fire here with some heavy rain. Now, I also want you to again focus on what's happening in the Southeast and in the Mid-Atlantic as that stalled frontal boundary continues to provide some what we refer to as impulses along the front. And because it's a slow mover, we got to track it very closely. We have our tropical concerns as well. We know we have our tropical storm watch that has been issued by the National Weather Service. And as we move along and we once again add our tropical systems, our tropical tracks. Oh gosh, which one was it? Is it this one? No, that's in Virgo. There you go. And we're going to just stop it. Okay. All righty. Okay. Let's do a couple of things really quickly. We're going to just add a couple of other items in here. So much happening. Oh, no, it's not letting me do my spaghetti plots. Oh, there they are. Spaghetti plots are on. All right. So we're going to be tracking again, the main concerns, Cuba, Bahamas, Hispaniola. We are just tracking. Somebody asked about Puerto Rico. I don't know. Maybe it was Dave Velez. No, you're fine. Fine. We're now moving forward. Okay. We're moving ahead. So that's going to be the next product that we're looking at. Is my clicker not working? Oh, holy heck. I'm going to have to leave it here. It says that every once in a while it'll stall out. It'll stall out when I have so many graphics on here. But not a problem because it doesn't matter. We don't have blocks anyway. So we have that central pressure at 1,007 millibars. That's going to be an increasing or decreasing central pressure, increasing in strength, decreasing in central pressure. Remember, when I say increasing in strength, when I say, oh, this thing is getting stronger, you're going to see a lower number. Okay. So we're going to try to get an idea of what we're looking at as far as potential for for the central pressure, as it is due to likely make landfall somewhere along the Carolinas. So we've got to track what will be Imelda soon enough. And let's see if I can get out of here. What's going on here? Can I get out of here? Oh, there we go. And we're out of there. I don't know what that was about. Okay, here we go. All right, so now we can see here that we have the threat of non-severe thunderstorms up and along the southeast through the mid-Atlantic. We talked about that. That would be that stalled frontal boundary. We also have the concern with that cutoff flow being an issue for, you can see there, southern central Utah. I'm telling you, be mindful of those slot canyons of the national parks. Southern Great Basin. We also have Southern California in the mix, along with New Mexico and portions of Texas. Let's see. All right. Day 2. And see how this begins to expand, right? We talked how we were going to see everything move northward. And so now we're seeing that Colorado is in the mix. But we did say, you know, Colorado's in the mix. And how all of the rain is really starting to move northward, including the northern Great Basin, and then starting to kind of creep into the Uintas as well. And then we're going to go to day 3. And now we see that we're still in the line of fire as far as the southeast is concerned, and the mid-Atlantic. Notice that the middle of the nation, once again, still remains nice and quiet. It's quiet. That's the place. Hi. Hey, Colorado. Rick, where are you? We've got you covered here. Look at this. We're talking about this cutoff low, dumping water, dumping rain. So glad that you're joining. So yeah, we are definitely, what's the average down? Okay, we'll talk southeast mid-Atlantic area. Oh, okay. So yeah, somebody has a question. Dave Velez has a question. You know what I'm going to do really quickly? I'm just going to add this right now. So I'm going to just take this contour, because remember, I can do all this in real time. All right, sea surface temperature is, where are you? Near. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Oh, there we go. It was weird. It was like not in alphabetical order. Just like, okay. Okay, so let's just do. So the question that this weather watcher, Dave Velez, has is sea surface temperatures in and around the area that we are expecting potential tropical cyclone 9, soon to become Imelda. What are the current sea surface temperatures? Remember, the Gulf Stream is a very, very contentious spot for a tropical cyclone. So it can oftentimes really enhance the features. So once it crosses Cuba, once it makes it over those mountain chains, we got to see what remains. Okay. But let's just do a quick looky-loo here. Let's just ask questions, right? We're just asking questions here. We want to know. Sea surface temperature, 78 degrees. Okay. Sea surface temperatures, we're looking at the Carolinas, 79, 81, 82. These are ripe, and I'm not seeing any shearing. I also don't see any dry slots as well. So I don't see dry air in what I was looking at. So let's go ahead and take a look here. 85 degrees. All right. So Dave Velez did ask a great question. He wanted to know, what are the sea surface temperatures in this area that we're expecting Imelda, soon to be Imelda, to potentially make landfall, likely make landfall. Okay. That's that. And we're going to, again, go over our SPC convective outlook. Notice that we're not seeing the threat of any convection. These thunderstorms are going to be non-severe, so we're not expecting anything severe in nature. Who else has a question? Mr. Guadalupe, I see joined. Thank you so much. I've never seen Mr. Guadalupe before, but thank you so much for joining, Mr. Guadalupe. Farman John, thank you so much for joining us. We love it on a Friday night. Yeah, you got to learn about the weather. Remember what, does anybody remember what my biggest concern is right now? Anybody watching right now? What is my biggest concern? Anybody who's listening? Wait, you're probably like, why don't you brush your hair before you ask questions? Just like, why don't you fix your hair before you start asking questions, Erica? Okay, so guys, remember, anybody, I'm concerned the most about the threat of flash flooding in the national parks in southern Utah, those slot canyons, okay? I am very concerned about that. Followed by, of course, we're going to track potential tropical cyclone 9. That's not, we'll get there. But that's a big concern, okay? Now, here it is. I wanted to zoom in a little bit closer to you guys for this, okay? So now we're looking at the overall flooding. Henry McGriff, you get the gold star today. If I have, I don't have a gold star. I have swag. I got to start sending out swag. Okay. Yes, flooding. Flooding is my biggest concern, and especially in the national parks. Thank you so much, Henry McGriff, for playing. Well, thank you so much, Rick. I know Henry McGriff is like saying she's always like teaching people something. I'm like, you better learn. Okay. So yes, flooding is a big concern. All right, now we're going to go ahead and focus. What's the focus? Potential tropical cyclone 9. If somebody says tropical cyclone 9, it's potential until NHC says otherwise. That's right, Zion. If you guys are, oh my gosh, what year was that? 2020. Look up that story. It was a bad story. Oof. It was a bad story. It was a family. It was really bad. Slot canyons. Okay. Which, by the way, here's an aside, and I'm going to give you my opinion right now. That's my gripe with EVs. Okay, I'm going to say it. I oftentimes don't share my opinions. I don't, because I just believe that I just do weather, and that's my job, is to make sure you guys have accurate forecasts. But this is my problem with EVs, because a lot of the mining that has to be done for the cobalt is done within those slot canyons and in the Congo. And when they do have those situations, that's a problem as well. Okay. So apart from just the unethical mining, which there is a beautiful space, a lot of Dr. Moyman, who was one of my mentors, and created the program that I graduated from for graduate studies. He talks a lot about ethical mining. He's like a double PhD in metallurgy, which, how? Like, whoa, shout out to Dr. Moyman. Woo! He's like the coolest. He's got the coolest voice ever. He sounds like Count Dracula. Oh, he's like really cool. Anyway, okay. So that's why, as you just said, Zion National Park, you guys, please be mindful. If you have family, friends, if you see somebody flexing on IG, let them know. All right. I'm going to edit all these, how long have I been on this thing? Over an hour. All right. I got to start wrapping up soon. Okay. So here's the deal. Potential tropical cyclone 9. Right now, we got a sustained wind speed 35 miles per hour. We are going to track it very closely. We see that it does become a tropical storm by Sunday. Okay. We got to keep on going through. They're like layered a little over each other. I should have tried to space them out a little bit. Okay. Then we see it becoming a hurricane, Cat 1 by Monday. Okay. This is my Monday. Just be mindful. And then this is where we start to see the potential for that landfall. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make it there. Okay. The goal for me is to perhaps make it there. I don't know. But I will for sure cover this for you guys here, because somebody has to be in the studio manning the fort. Okay. So here we see at 8 p.m., we've got a 75 mile per hour sustained wind speed, hurricane category 1. By that time, of course, we're going to start to see all of the alerts issued by the National Weather Service and National Hurricane Center as well. So don't worry, by tomorrow, I'm sure we're going to start to see a bunch of these already updated. So we're going to watch that. Notice how, as we kind of get a little bit closer to Charleston, and really to the Carolinas, how there seems to be some weakening. I'm going to just go ahead, and even if it weakens, even if it does weaken, I'm not going to take that for granted. I'm just going to go ahead and just, to me, this looks like it would make landfall as a category 1. Let me look at something really quickly, guys. Hang on. And I'll see if I can download this and add it. Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up the 0Z run. Whoa. Okay, hang on. All right, let me save this really fast. Save image. Hang tight, guys. Hang tight. Give me a second. I'm just pulling something up from College of DuPage. You guys know I love College of DuPage. Woo woo! Shout out College of DuPage. we go. Okay, let's get this up here. Okay, let me get this in the middle. Okay, so this is a little, I hope you, I can't really make that a little bit bigger. I can't make it bigger. Okay, so here we're seeing more of a Georgia, South Carolina landfall. Okay, we're at 66 hours. It's incomplete as far as the data set goes, simply because it's at 16%. So this is the 0Z run, College of DuPage at 16%. Let me see if I can just drop this in there for you guys. Okay, for you guys watching. Okay. Get over here too. That's right, Dave Velez, gold star, flash floods. No joke. No joke, you guys. Okay, so did I just add this? Weird. Did I not post it? Okay, let me try it again. Yeah. Well, okay, I think I put it in there 3 times. Okay, so we have okay, so look at the product in the middle. Okay, so you got what I have as that landfall. This is so what I'm using here is I'm using a blend. I'm not really going to tell you my secret, but there's a blend. Okay, so you can see here that it looks like it's headed towards, South Carolina. Okay. However, look at the cone of uncertainty. So there is the potential for maybe the northernmost portion of Florida, doubt it, Georgia, however, and then of course the Carolinas. What have we learned in the past? This thing keeps going. Just because there's friction, just because it shears, just because it starts to tear apart, it keeps going. So as we continue to look ahead, I've got to focus on places like, I don't know, Eastern Tennessee, well, really Tennessee Valley. Okay, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, well, okay, let's just go ahead and take a look. If I were to just stop right here, which is what happened last year with Florida, it was like, Florida. I'm like, no, you might want to go a little further or farther inland. Okay, so remember, here it is, right? Something's got to stop this, and it's only going to be like the friction. Energy in motion stays in motion, so it's going to keep going, right? We have our friction. Look what happens as it overspreads. Look at all the rain impacting Kentucky, right? We've got Alabama in the mix. We certainly have Georgia in the mix. We have Tennessee. And this continues to be a problem through Alabama. Wouldn't be surprised. And then we're seeing an issue with Louisiana, Mississippi. So this is going to be, just keep in mind. Now this is going to be a different feature, but as you're thinking, this is how we're going to be thinking, okay? Because this is how we're trained, right? Like untrain yourself right now, okay? Don't think linear media. Think digital media. Think like OTT. Think like broad. Okay. So we're saying, all right, we see the cone of uncertainty, including portions of like the northern portion, most portion of Florida. We have Georgia and the Carolinas, but we have that cone of uncertainty, right? We also know that this isn't just going to stop and say, oh, great, we made landfall. Ta-da, we're here, we're done. No, it keeps going. So as it does, the concern I have then would be Tennessee, Kentucky. I'm going to be concerned about the Appalachians. I'm going to be concerned about anybody that's going to be in that same path of this system as it continues to move through. I mean, we have Virginia, we have the Mid-Atlantic being impacted in some capacities, West Virginia, so we just have to really be aware that there's so much there that it's just not going to be like, oh, look, it just made landfall here, we're done. No, it's going to keep going. Okay, so please be aware. Anybody that you're seeing in these friends, family in this zone right here, this area. Okay, Tennessee. Look what happens. Look at the expansion there. Did you see that? All of a sudden now we're all the way. I mean, we're just moving northward. We're moving. We're going farther inland. So now you're seeing what we're looking at here. So I do think we're going to have some flooding issues, major flooding issues. And then you can actually see that as this progresses, right? At the end of the month, you're going to start to see another, actually, let me bring up another model here. I'm going to have to go a different run. Hang on one second. 18Z. I don't like the 18Z. Yeah, I'll do it 18Z. Yeah. Okay, so if you recall a couple days ago, I said there was a feature in the Gulf of America, or at least I see forming in the Gulf of America, that will time out with what we're seeing here. So what's going to happen is all eyes are going to be, listen to me well. All eyes are going to be, yeah, there you go. Henry McGriff just called it. That's right. All eyes are going to be on the Carolinas, Georgia, like the coast, right? No, because what we have is another feature that's going to be developing in the Gulf of America. So then we're going to have like this kind of convoluted monster system. So tons of rain for Florida, for the Tennessee Valley, as Henry McGriff just said. We talked about that. Of course, the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. I'm concerned about the mid-Atlantic for sure. I'm concerned about the beaches. So I'm telling you now, this doesn't look bad. Like to us right now, we're like, nah, it's just gonna make landfall. It's gonna be here. It's gonna go to Charlotte. Like, nah, Charleston. No. We've got another feature. Okay, so just please be aware. Okay, let's see if I can pull that one up really quickly. Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to show you. Yeah, I'll get that to you next time. Okay, don't worry. Trust me when I tell you this. Let's get back to like business. Okay, we gotta keep moving. We gotta keep hustling. We've been going an hour and 13. No wonder I'm thirsty. My gosh. All right, let's keep going, guys. Play. All right, so we have Pontiac, Charleston, Wilmington. I mean, we have so many cities in line here. Just please be aware. Please be advised. Let's see. New Orleans, you guys are going to get that other feature that's coming down. Remember, it's what date is that? What's it? Like the first, second, third. Like the second, third, around there. About 170 hours out, okay? 170 hours out. So that's going to come in, and it's going to be like, oh, we're all keeping our eyes locked in here on Imelda, but then we've got that other feature coming in, okay? Please be advised. All right, let's see what else we have going on here. I have so many graphics. I just kept building. Oh, we have our Waffle House index. Woohoo! Finally, something fun, you guys. Come on. We're not going to use this yet, but when the time comes, when Imelda makes landfall, we're going to have you informed, in the know. Again, it's an unofficial index, of course, but it was interesting. During Hurricane Irene, Waffle House lost power to 22 restaurants in North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware by Wednesday evening. All but one in a hard-hit coastal Virginia were back in business. Let me stop this right here. Hang on. Okay. And so because the power was knocked out, the sun rose. Tobacco farming town at 6:30 a.m. Local Waffle House, still without electricity, was cooking up scrambled egg and sausage biscuits. All right. So Waffle House, a privately held company based in suburban Atlanta, known as the best road stop for retirees driving south, or for anybody really, for all of us, it had decided to create an unofficial index, if you will. Okay. The company fully embraced its post-disaster business strategy after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. 7 of its restaurants were destroyed, and over 100 more were shut down, but those reopened. The company decided to beef up its crisis management process. Senior executives developed a manual for opening after a disaster, bulked up on portable generators. They bought mobile command centers and gave employees key files and emergency contacts. I love that. So what they did was they then created this system. They doubled down and they said, you know what? we're going to create this system where if we've got the green menu, that means we've got the full service. It signals that, damage is not that bad. It's minimal or absent. Of course, the yellow means that there's a limited menu, power is absent or delivered by generator, food supply is running low, and then red is like, sorry, we're closed. Okay, so there you go. There's a little bit of history on that. And with that said, let's see here. Hi, everybody. Would have thought, thank you so much for joining us. Executive Decisions, thank you so much for joining us as well. I do hope you enjoyed that story. Mo83798, thank you so much for joining us. I really do hope you enjoyed that story about the unofficial Waffle House Index. Again, they took what was a bad situation after Hurricane Irene and Katrina, and they were able to, create an unofficial index that measures what kind of breakfast they can make. Can they make breakfast at that time, depending, of course, on the impact of the tropical cyclone, whatever it is, whatever it might be, okay? So I do hope you enjoyed your updates. Thank you so much to everybody who joined on a Friday night. I mean, what? Does the show have to be on Friday night? I think we're going to have to do Friday night, and I need you guys to join me. I'm going to start sending out, if you guys want to be a part of this, let me know. Send me an email, erica@weathercoop.com, or message me, DM me, and then I can send you a link if you guys want to be a part of it and you want to share any of your stuff. What we don't do is no cursing, no yelling, and all smiles around here, okay? And we all work together to make sure that everybody is nice and safe. I'm a certified broadcast meteorologist, Erica Martin, founder of Weather Co-op, and I am a Skywarn storm spotter with over 185,000 miles of storm chasing under my belt. I'm a Weather Ready Nation ambassador, and I'm here to serve you to make sure that you guys are nice and safe. All right, guys, mwah! Have a wonderful Friday night, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. There's so much to talk about. So much to talk about. I mean, the weather never stops, so I don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.